What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV, man. I know I ain't been here in a while, man, but we got a lot to talk about, right? So earlier this week, rap phenomenon, Bobby Shmurda was released from prison, right? We haven't seen Bobby Shmurda since 2014, right? And everybody is excited. Now, me, I am excited for the young brother too. I'm glad that the young brother is returning home. He has a chance to start his life all over, to correct some of the errors that he made in the past. He has a chance to be reunited with his family, his friends, loved ones, so on and so forth. And I'm happy. Well, it's an honorable thing that he took accountability for his actions. He stood tall and took accountability for his part in whatever he did. He didn't try to tell on nobody else to get out of any time. He took responsibility for everything he did. While that is honorable, right? And I'm glad that the brother's home to correct some of his mistakes and to get a fresh start. I'm very careful about this. I never like the glorification or the over celebration of somebody coming home from prison. And I say that because, over the years of me watching celebrities come home from prison, and I watch how the other celebrities, other rappers, or other people in the entertainment world respond to that person, you would think the second coming of Nelson Mandela came out of prison, right? I'm watching people talk about Bobby Shmurda as if Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. or Malcolm X himself walked out of prison. And to me, that's disturbing to me. It's kind of disturbing, for real. Why is it disturbing? Because I recognize that the youth are a very impressionable population. Now, while it is my job to ensure that my little cousins, my nephews, my son, who's a very small baby, it's my job to make sure they don't go down the wrong path. I understand that kids are impressionable, right? And whatever images they see presented in the media, whether it's in the form of broadcast media like TV or radio, or it's in the form of social media that all the kids are engaged in today, those messages, they are receptive to that, right? And when they see when they see these rappers coming home from jail, getting honored and celebrated and worshipped like a deity for just leaving jail, do you know what message that sends to the youth? That sends the message that they will never be celebrated. They will be celebrated like no other. If they go to jail and just don't tell nobody and come home, they will be celebrated like no other. And that's a scary message to send to the youth, man. I'm watching celebrities fawn over Bobby Shmurda. Fawn. I'm talking about, in the next week, you're going to see rappers rushing to go and take a picture with him. It's already didn't happen. People rushing to take pictures with him, rushing to hurry up and shout him out. They thirsty to shout him out because they want their name attached to their clout, right? You got people just coming out, giving them all type of praises and so on and so forth, right? And I guarantee you, those same rappers who are praising Bobby Shmurda got little cousins who probably graduated from college or graduated with a master's degree, right? Graduated from grad school and so on and so forth. And all they did was send their cousin or family member a congrats text. That's it. Meanwhile, Bobby Shmurda come home from prison, they showering him with gifts, giving him money, giving him jewelry, trying to send him home on a jet and all that so on and so forth. And I'm not mad about the young brother coming home from jail. Please don't get me wrong. I'm happy that he came home and he can be with his family and so on and so forth. But my problem is people who, if that's not your close friend, or it's not your family member, to be celebrating it like Nelson Mandela came home is very it's strange to me. It's very puzzling, man, because kids gonna think the only way I'm gonna get celebrated and honored and saluted is if I go to jail and don't tell on nobody. If I stand tall, do a long time in jail, do some hard jail time and come home, that's the only time I'm gonna be loved. And that is a false narrative because unlike Bobby Shmurda, if these kids go to jail and get locked up, they not famous. They don't have no celebrity status attached to their name. They don't have that cachet on their name to get all those gifts and all that type of stuff. You're not going to get that same type of gifts and love when you come home from jail. You might get some hood love, but, them people ain't doing a time with you in jail for sure. Hell no. And I can guarantee you a lot of these celebrities that's showing them love and celebrating them and shouting them out and talking about how honorable and how, they just so happy that he home and celebrating them and running to get a photo out with him. A lot of them dudes was not writing him. They was not calling him. They wasn't doing none of the above. But now that he's home, they acting like they love him to pieces, like they love him to death. And I don't know, man. I just don't like the image that in order to be celebrated and loved, you got to go to jail. Like, it seemed like all my life, y'all, I've seen kids go to college, you know what I mean, get master's degrees. My boy, one of my close friends, about to get his PhD, and I guarantee you, ain't nobody finna celebrate him in the social media realm the same way. I mean, it's not gonna be the same way. They're gonna celebrate him, but it ain't gonna be the same way a Bobby Shmurda getting out of jail would be. And of course, I understand they're on different scales because a person, one is famous and the other person is not. But I'm saying it's just like, I don't know, man. I'm careful about celebrating somebody when they come home from jail. Yes, I'm happy. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna have my uncle on here, right? My uncle just did 11 years in prison, right? 11 years straight. And we are glad and rejoiced that he's home because he now gets a chance to be back with his family, his children, his grandchild. He gets a chance to be around all of us and get love from us. So we happy he's home and he has a chance to correct his mistakes and lead a positive life. But I'm never going to be celebrating him and what he did to go to prison. You will never see me do that. I don't give a damn. I love my uncle to death. You know what I'm saying? To life. I love my uncle to life. I'm never going to come on here and celebrate what he did or celebrate, oh yeah, he stood tall in jail. Like, no, man. I wish he wasn't in there in the first place. But I think the wrong message can be sent to these kids from how people are celebrating Bobby Shmurda as if he is Nelson Mandela himself or he's Dr. Martin Luther King or Malcolm X. That's a dangerous message, man. It's already bad enough that, you know, the media, the music and the images they see in social media shapes how these kids think, how these kids respond to certain things, right? You got all these rappers and stuff running to be around him and just giving him all praises and acting like he's the biggest man they ever seen alive. Now, it is very commendable that he took jail time to get his boys lesser time and all of that. That's cool, right? And all of that, right? But it's nothing cool about going to jail. There's nothing cool about being in prison when a person got to tell you when you can use the phone, when you can see your loved one, when you can call your mama, when you can shower, when you can eat, when you can go outside, when you can see anybody, a woman or whatever. You can't, and you get barred from being around a woman and a beautiful woman and all that. Come on, man. It's nothing cool about that lifestyle at all. Nobody want to be held down in a cage. You coming out the cell 1 hour a day. Like, come on, there's nothing cool about that. You know what I mean? And again, while I'm happy the brother has a chance to correct his life and correct his errors and lead a new life and turn over a new leaf and get back to that money out here, rapping and all of that. I'm assuming that rapping is something that he loved, but even if he didn't love it, it's something that afforded him riches to change his family's life, and he can once again do that because his music gonna be booming, y'all. Let's face it. When a rapper get out of jail, his music was booming before he went in. Now that he's out, his music, the streams gonna go up crazy. I heard the streams going crazy now. He getting plaques and all of that, right? He getting a lot of love. So, you know, I'm hoping he can correct his errors from that. But I don't want all this celebration of a person going to jail and getting honored as if they deserve a Nobel Peace Prize or something. It's just, I don't know, man. It's weird to see grown men fawning over a man because he just got out of jail and did some hard jail time, right? Even outside of the celebrities, people in my everyday life, people I grew up with in my surroundings in Chicago, Illinois, fawning over a dude because he just got out of jail, as if like it's something that Black history needs to celebrate. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. Again, I'm happy that the young brother is out of prison. I'm not hating on him, but it's just too much. The glorification of a person going to jail is just it's very strange, and you have to be careful with those messages that you send to the youth. Let's face it. Yes, everything starts in home from parents, but we ain't gonna act like these kids aren't influenced by the music that they listen to. We're not gonna act like they're not influenced by their favorite rappers. They're not influenced by their favorite entertainers. They're not influenced by social media. We see how influenced they are by social media, by the crazy challenges people do. I ain't talking about the dancing challenges. I've seen people do crazy, life-threatening challenges just because it's trending on social media. You know what I mean? So we're not gonna act like they're not influenced by that, right? You know, but so you got to be careful of those images you put out there, you know, because a kid going to look at that and see, I'm never going to get celebrated in life. I'm never going to get celebrated in life in a major way. The only way I'm going to get celebrated like that is if I go to jail. If I go to prison, do some hard time, and come home, then I'm going to get loved. I'm seeing girls in the comments, yes, Bobby Shmurda, yeah, like, y'all don't even listen to Fool music. You happy that Fool just got out of jail? As if, like, do y'all be saying that for the dude that come home and just can't graduate from college? Is it the same? Do you fawn over him? Like, I'm wondering, do these rappers, do they fawn over their little cousins and their little brothers? And I'm sure they're little brothers. But do they fawn over their little cousins and all of that when they come home with a PhD or a master's degree or a college degree, period, or bachelor's or whatever? Or when their cousin graduate from high school, are they the same? Is the embrace the same way? I don't know, man, but it gets weird. And I got to speak on this, too. Chris Brown is a damn lame. He lame as hell. I don't care. He's one of the most talented artists I've ever seen in my life. I think he's a phenomenal performer, right? A great singer, all of that. But he want to be a gangster, gangbanger so bad. He on there, Chris Brown type of message. I'm big blood, but I gotta salute a real loc when I see one. I'm big blood. Like, bro, shut up, bro. You was from Virginia, fam. You was famous for a long ass time. I don't like dudes that get famous and want to be gangbangers or wait till they grown to be gangbangers and stuff. That's silly as hell. I don't understand. It's like ridiculous. Why are you a grown man, a grown entertainer with money? People would gravitate to you. Women would gravitate to you anyway because you Chris Brown. And all the things you want to be a gangbanger. They just showed me Chris Brown is a follower and he want to be a part of something extremely bad. He want to be a gang member so bad, it's ridiculous. He want to be a gang member so bad. I'm like, bro, and the crazy thing about it is I always speak about how the world is so, they're so infatuated with the gang culture in Los Angeles and all of that. And I be thinking to myself, like, how celebrities like Lil Wayne and all and Chris Brown joining gangs as grown men and all of that, and they letting them get into that fold. I mean, I understand they extorting them for sure, but you letting them rep the flag and all of that as if they put in some real work on the block and all that. Yeah, they funding stuff, but like, was they really out there with y'all from the beginning? Y'all letting them rep all that? They letting Chris Brown scream he big blood and he big gang banging? I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't glamorize none of the gang banging in Chicago, Illinois, in my hometown where I'm at right now, because it's senseless, it's silly, it's ignorant, and I don't promote ignorance. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I like some ignorant music, but I'm not just out here just promoting gang activity. I don't do that. So I'm not gonna big up it, right? The one thing I'm gonna say about Chicago, Illinois, is no way in hell, a rapper can come to Chicago and just get extorted and just can claim he GD. Ain't no famous rapper gonna come here, claim they GD, claim they BD, claim they Vice Lord. They're not gonna claim they Stone, none of that. They're not gonna claim Black Stone, none of that. They're not gonna do that. It's not happening. They're not gonna allow it to happen, right? But I'm looking at Chris Brown and I'm like, bitch, you don't sit your silly ass down somewhere. Acting like a little ass boy when he typing it up. I recognize a big loc when I see one. Chris, was you writing him when he was in jail? Was you calling him? Was you putting money on his books? And all of that, like, just fawning over. Chris want to let it be known he a part of this gang culture so bad, like a silly ass 15, 16-year-old here in Chicago. Like, are you crazy? Chris Brown like 31. 31, grown ass man want to be a gangbanger so bad. Grown ass man with kids. Same thing with Lil Wayne over grown ass. When I tell y'all, when he pull that flag out of his pocket, I'm a gangster, Miss Katie. Almost 40 years old. If you don't get your old ass, silly ass down somewhere, I don't never salute dudes for that shit. Cause I didn't been around real gangbangers. Real gang banging activity. I'm from a gang banging city, a gang banging ass city all day long. I didn't lived around it, had to walk through it going home from high school and all of that. I was never a street kid. I was always a book kid, a smart, like a dude that was into the books and into pretty girls. But I be seeing these dudes with all the stuff they doing. I'm like, man, dudes is clowned out. They gotta stop. But this infatuation and fawning over Bobby Shmurda is really just like, it's giving a bad taste in my mouth for how celebratory we are. When I say we are, like some of black culture. It's not really black culture, but ignorant parts of hood culture where we gotta how we celebrate people coming home from jail. You know what I'm saying? It's like acting like they Nelson Mandela, they a civil rights activist, like for the black community. We gotta cut it out. Cut it out, y'all. I'm happy the young brother is home to lead a new life like y'all. But let's not act like every dude that get locked up and come home is not Nelson Mandela. Everybody that get locked up and come home is not Fred Hampton. Every brother that get locked up and come home is not one of our famous leaders trying to lead us in the right path. They not. So don't act like it. Don't out here promoting that because it's dangerous to the kids and to these youth because you know how it looks to them. Peace.